Okay, we are live and we're ready to go. I've got Azrael here, the old sculpt of him, almost ready to go. But before I get into him, I do have a little bit more to do on Ezekiel here. He's pretty much finished now, but I've got to kind of do the ground. So I'm going to actually do that for all three of these models that I'm doing. So I've also got Asmodai here. I've been working on his sword today. And then the red is much harder than the blue for doing like the power swords and things, but it's coming across okay, I think. Maybe I need a bit more orange on the in-between, but I'm more worried that I'm going to screw it up if I do that. So I'm going to keep him as he is for the time being. But let's work on the ground. So for that, while I'm doing this, I am sneakily watching some TV in the background. So yeah, we're gonna go and do the ground for him. So we're gonna do that with a bit of brown. And I'm going to try dry brushing a little bit. Now I got a 100 yen makeup brush, and this should kind of do the trick. So okay, so I'm going to try dry brushing, see how it looks. Okay, that is working, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint them more in the brown. I don't know. Actually, it's kind of okay. There we go. Okay. Right. We'll keep it fairly simple. Sorry, it's going to shake the camera quite a bit because I'm like pushing on it, and as I push on it, it shakes my arm that's holding the camera up. So maybe if I just hold that up, that would be better. There we go. Okay, we'll do it for Asmodai as well. Okay, so we've got the first layer down of that dry brush. Let's go a little bit lighter. I'm going to throw in a little bit of heavy brown. Mix it in a little bit. Let's wait for that one to dry properly. This one's dried. Okay, we'll try and get a bit more on there. It's not quite. Okay, I'm going to throw in a teeny bit of. I'm going to throw in a bit of ice yellow. I was going to say ivory, but I feel like I just like using ice yellow because ice yellow tends to knock up the contrast a little bit more. Keeps the color stronger. There we go. It's a very simple basing. There we go. And we get that one up. There we go. Those bases are kind of done. I'll just clean that one off and then we can get back to painting regularly. Okay, so this guy's basically done. I just got to do the rim of the base. We'll leave him to the side though because we're going to work on Asmodai now. And Asmodai's got some work to be done. So what we need to do now, a lot of him is going to be black, so there's already a bit of work done on the grey for that one. So we're going to get some of the black back onto our wet palette, and then we've got the ice yellow already there because I'm using ice yellow to grey it up. Right. So I'm just putting in some of the highlights on the black armor. We'll do this chain that's connected to his massive mace. Alright, so we'll do the chain. Keep the chain lighter because this is kind of almost like a non-metallic metal. Oh, I got some more of those chains that I've just found. So we're going to go and paint them up. I'm going to do that green because a grenade. Just to give it a bit of variation. Right, it's a little bit. Okay. Right. That's a gun in there, so I'll keep that one black, a little bit darker. Right. I've got a few more areas that I'm going to be doing. So a lot of the brown for these metal parts here that I'm painting brown, they're going to be I'm going to be painting them basically in non-metallic metal gold. One of the worries I have about this model is that it is a bit too dark. So I'm hoping the gold NMM will kind of brighten it up a bit. I think right, so I'm going to make this bit. This bit I'm really unsure of exactly where to place the highlights. and just hoping that it will work out. Sorry, I'm not very chatty today. Just want to get these guys done. So that I can put them up for sale. Clear some space and get a little bit closer to the possibility of getting perhaps a 3D printer. And these guys are a lot of fun to paint. They've really been good for that. Right, let's do this. Let's do some of the skull motifs here. There, that one there. There's a lot of skulls to cover on this body. Lots and lots of skulls. And right, I've got a few more. Oh, I've hit some of his actual armor. We'll have to fix that later. Right, we'll mix in just a touch of ice yellow. I'm going to put in the next highlight for the skulls. Like that. There we go. A few more of them to go. All right, now we go a little bit more of the ice yellow. All right, we're going to go up to almost icy yellow with this. That's going to act as our kind of ivory. It's going to pop a little bit better than ivory, I hope. A lot of this is all kind of a bit of guesswork with a little bit of experience, but mostly guesswork. All right, that's a whole bunch of skulls done. All right, we've got a lot of non-metallic metal to do, so let's get that done. Then that will be groovy. So I'm gonna need you. Try and just hit the edges of each of these feathers. So we highlight it like that, then we're just gonna raise it up a little bit each time. So next is just, we go with a heavy gold brown. All right, it's looking all right. So now we mix in a little bit of ice yellow. Okay, that's kind of looking nice and bright. Okay, so we've kind of got that bit done, that bit done. The other areas we've got to do is we've got to kind of do the pauldron rims, and we've got to do this whole bloody thing up here that he's carrying. That's going to be a fun one. All right, so now I mix it with a little bit of ice yellow with the gold brown. Oh, hello Tyrannic Veteran, thank you very much for joining. Oh, and thank you, I cannot say your name. And Makeshift as well. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I'm guessing this is a little bit of a raid of something. I'm quietly sitting here, kind of just kind of waiting to see if anyone would pop in. Hello, hello. So thank you very much for jumping in. Yeah, I'm working on this. Yes, I'm working on this very old sculpt of Asmodai and getting there with him. I've got Asmodai. I've also been working on Ezekiel. He's here. He's come along quite nicely, I thought. I'm enjoying this guy. He's pretty cool. And then eventually I will be getting onto Azrael as well. And we'll see how he goes. Asmodai's a lot less color variation, so I'm trying to build in a lot more kind of gold into him. So yeah, it should be all right. Thank you very much. Yeah, yeah, this is some proper old hammer. I'm actually trying to clear out space for stuff, and also using it to fund the hobby a little bit. So I'm going to actually be selling these. No, no gold. I think like some NMM gold there is looking nice with the green. I think that looks fairly flash. Otherwise, he's just too dull in for the scheme that I'm going with him. That's how I see it anyway. But yeah. Oh, I'm sorry you don't like gold. I kind of enjoy painting NMM gold. You could say it's bronze, I guess, if you really hate gold. It's kind of a more bronzy, kind of dirty gold, so it's not quite so clean. I'm sorry you don't like it, but I'm going to be putting on quite a bit. His whole, I'm going to be doing it for his whole, what's it, Crozius thingy. Oh no, he's going full bling. He's blinging. So yeah, this is like a seriously old sculpt. I bought this when it was released. I even have the T-shirt as well with him on. I've got that somewhere. I might be able to pull that out. But yeah, I've got the original like special edition T-shirt that they released with this when this model came out. I think celebrating like the 50th store opening in England. Yeah, so I must have been about 10, 11, or something like that when it came out. Maybe 12. I've still got the T-shirt. I still wear it from time to time because I just love it. But yeah, he's awesome. Awesome piece of art that was. Thank you very much, Neurotic, for following. That's very kind of you. That's great. Thank you so much. Hello, Jet376. Hello, hello. Just painting like a Custodes. Man, that would be a full bling Asmodai. Thank you very much for all the follows. That's lovely. Thank you very much, Jet. It's very kind of you. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to pop in tonight. Saturdays are usually fairly quiet. I just have it on. But I'm also like, these days as I do the stream, I have got like TV on in the background, so I kind of sometimes get a bit pulled into that. I kind of stop talking. But as long as I'm painting, that's kind of the main thing. I've also stopped doing music in the background. It's kind of, I think it's more annoying for most people than adding anything. But yeah. Right, where am I with the gold that you do not enjoy? Oh, I've gotta blend this up properly. Is everyone else painting at the moment? And if so, what are you all painting? Can you call Dark Angels loyalists? I'm not sure if you can really. I'm kind of, they're kind of a bit sketchy, to be honest. They're kind of verging on loyalists, verging on other things, especially these guys who know what's up with their legion. They do some shady stuff. But yeah, once I've actually painted these guys, I'm going to be selling them. This is mostly just a clear space. And I'm kind of got a thing of, like, at the moment, I'm trying to paint and sell minis a bit. Just to kind of get a little bit of extra money on the side. And I'm hoping to perhaps pick up a 3D printer with anything that I make. Just because I want to do some more things like larger models, like busts and things like that. They do like their secrets, don't they? To the point of, like, murdering innocents for them. They're pretty hardcore on their secrets. Wow. Nice. I want to do some 75mm models, and I want to do some busts, and that's kind of why I want to get a 3D printer, because in Japan, buying 75mm models and busts is really expensive. So it's certainly, I'm kind of at that point now in the hobby where I'm like, yeah, I don't really play mini games or anything, and I want to get better at painting is a big part of it now. And this whole getting better at painting thing takes a long time. But being able to print some models would be kind of fun. Yeah, it's nuts. Here in Japan, I find it hard to play games. I don't play 40k just because I can't keep up with all of the codex releases and the amount you have to put in to get an army up and running. So I actually play Infinity, and I usually paint Infinity stuff. But here it's hard to play Infinity. There's not really anyone in Osaka playing it as far as I can find. But I enjoy painting the models. They're kind of cool. But this has been a nice refresher. Do you have a Discord group or anything like that you guys kind of share all your work on? I'll be more than happy to join up and see some of that work. I'm just spinning this model. I'm not sure what to paint next. I'm kind of avoiding this Crozius because I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to be doing it all in gold. I'm sure much to your pleasure. Yeah, it's tough. So I have been interested in playing what's it, the one-page rules version of Grimdark Future, because I can kind of use all my old models without having to worry about codexes and things like that. Alright, that would be awesome. Thank you. But yeah, yeah, I'm interested in doing Grimdark Future just because it looks like you can play the game a lot faster. It's basically got rules for all the models that there are, and you can kind of run it as you like. It's a lot simpler that way for me. I might be able to actually play a game. It's just like time is an issue always. And yeah, it would be nice to actually pull the models out from time to time to actually do something with them. At the moment, they're just kind of, they've been sitting in boxes for years, and this is why I'm kind of like pulling some of them out and going, okay, I got to paint some of you up and sell you, and you'll fund the rest of my hobby for more painting supplies and things like that. I think there is like this. There does seem to be a little bit like Warhammer is popular, fairly popular here, so and there's enough people who can't paint very well here that I think I can actually sell some models at a decent price, which is kind of nice. Makes it seem worth putting in the effort. There we go. Just a quick one on the hilt there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and ruin the model by doing the big gold Crozius Arcanum. I think that's all the gold that's on there. I'll have to clean up some of the gold that's on the pauldrons, but I'm not in my cleanup mood at the moment. I'm in the kind of like, let's get as much of this done as I can. He's been smacking a few fools around the head with that thing because it's a slightly bent. But yeah. Nice. All right, let's get this one going. So placing the highlights is always the hardest part. This is the bit where I get decision paralysis. But I'm just gonna do my best to guess. Luckily there's kind of like a lot of details, so you can kind of just hit highlights and be fairly rough with it, and it will kind of turn out okay. So when you have the big flat areas, that it's particularly difficult to do your proper reflections and things. Okay. All right, mix that one in there. And then, okay. Right. Oh my god, my arm is hurting me like crazy. I've got a bearded dragon, and sometimes, like, if his kind of spikes kind of catch me a bit, it causes like a bit of a rash to come up just from where I've been spiked from him. Yeah, I'm in Japan. Japan's okay, I guess. Is there anything in particular that you would like to know about Japan? Like, just like living here, or like the scene of the hobby, or anything at all? I've been here a while. Yeah, living's fine. I mean, I'm acclimatized to it because I've been here for so many years. I've got a Japanese wife who she doesn't speak English, so we communicate mostly in Japanese. I got a daughter. She's a lot of fun. Right now, she's kind of been getting into. She likes Pokemon, so we got a Pokemon, the card game, for Christmas. So we've been playing a bit of that. That's been kind of cool. Kind of some like hobby related toys for her that she can use as a gateway group drug into this stuff. Yeah, and mostly it's life at home with the family because I don't really get to go out much, especially since Corona. It's just, it's destroyed any kind of social stuff. There is a board game group that gather in Osaka and do board games and things. I remember going that years ago, and that was kind of cool. These days, though, they've kind of all fallen into their own little niches and things, so it's a bit, I want to say, like, elitist. So I get a bit of an off feeling when I go there. But I got a mate who I can play miniature games with, and he does a lot of Kickstarter things, and he's got a really cool YouTube and podcast that he runs. He's fairly busy with all of that stuff, but I don't get to see him as much as I would like to go and do that kind of side of things. So I'm just kind of focused on my painting in my free time, things like that. I work at a international preschool, so I'm just kind of teaching children, which is something I really, really love and enjoy, but it's very busy and keeps me pretty tired. So trying to do that, life in general with family, and do my YouTube, and the Twitch thing is more so just to make sure that I paint, that I don't leave that at the wayside. So it's like I do 2 streams a week to make sure that I paint. This is the motivation for it. If no one joins my stream, that's kind of okay. But if people join, it's really nice because then it gets me talking a little bit. And it's when people are not there that I'm more like, I don't know what to say or what to do. But yeah. Hey, look, that gold's looking pretty nice. It's almost, you could almost say it's ivory. If you really hated gold, you could say that, oh, that's ivory. He's got an ivory Crozius. I could always splatter it in blood. That could be a fun thing to do. Alright, we could do the back of it, I guess. I'm wondering about the eyes. I'm wondering about like glowing green eyes to kind of push the the Dark Angel's side of him. I want to kind of avoid the red, I think. But I'm thinking maybe a glowing green. It's hard to pull focus on his face with the mask. Normally I like to try and pull the focus, but one of the good things, I guess, is with the lightness of everything else, the darkness of the face, it does kind of pull you into that, I guess, a little bit. It's not too bad. But yeah. Thinking too much about colour compositions and things like that. All that stuff is important though. For painters. I guess. Red, you going for the red. Maybe I should just go for the red. I feel like, I don't know. I might give, I'll give the, I'm going to give the green a try. And if it fails, I'm going to go back to red. Because I feel like red I can definitely pull off. But I want to see if I can make the green pull off. We'll see how it comes out. I'm trying to think, what was the colour in the artwork? Was it red? I got the bloody t-shirt. I have a feeling it was it red? Christ, I can't remember. Can I remember? I'm really bad for remembering colours. It's very hard for me for some reason. I think he's looking okay. I don't know why you don't like gold. I think it looks pretty neat. I find it much easier to paint than NMM silver. Silver's difficult because usually it's kind of monochromatic. And monochromatic generally lacks intensity of color and things. Like you can get contrast, but the lack of color is nuts. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. No, I would not. I can't stand using things like Tamiya and stuff like the enamel paints and things. I don't feel comfortable using those. I'm actually using Vallejo, a mixture of Vallejo and Citadel. I have a bunch of Citadel that I've had from years ago. I moved them into dropper boxes. And I try to use more Vallejo. I really like Vallejo. Plus also Vallejo is much cheaper here than Citadel is. I'm pretty chuffed with using Vallejo, and I'm very comfortable using it as well. There's a few paints which are like, oh, I like the Citadel a bit more than the Vallejo variety ones, but generally I'm very pleased with Vallejo and the quality of it, especially for the price and the amount you get. So yeah, this one is, all of this gold is pretty much Vallejo that I'm using. Yep, only Vallejo. So I think I got like leather brown for my deeper browns. Then that goes up to a heavy gold brown, game color, opaque game color for the midtones. Then ice yellow for the highlights, and that's kind of my range for painting NMM gold. Just use those three paints. I used to use more, but just mixing it just does the job. I'm also trying to sell this guy at the moment as well. So I'm hoping someone will pick him up eventually. He came out quite nicely, I thought. I was pleased with him. For my ability level, I'm pretty happy with where I am getting at the moment. I always want to get better. But right now they're going I feel like I'm hitting a stride at the moment. Yeah, he came out really well. I was really, really pleased with that guy. I've had a little bit of interest on the website that I sell on, but no buyers yet. So I don't want to drop the price that I'm currently asking for it, just in case someone will pick it up. I'm in no rush to sell him, so you can just kind of sit on my store, as it were. But I want to get some more things out there to at least join. I got some of the like old school Necromunda models that I was painting as well. I was painting some of the hired guns, but there's not really a market for them here. So I'm charging in yen, 8,000 yen for that one, for the Terminator Chaplain, which I guess is in US about $80, I guess. Which I don't mind selling it a little cheaper, but if I can sell it for that, I'm chuffed, basically. Like, yay, that was definitely worth the effort of putting in. But yeah, I don't. It's not a commission, so I can't really expect to be able to sell it at that price. But I'm in no rush to sell it right now, so at the moment, that's what it's at. I don't sell abroad so much just because it's going to cost so much to ship the bloody things, because it basically will cost like $30 to ship to Europe or America. That I know that's going to eat into the value of what I can sell it for. So I don't really put them on eBay or anything like that, because it's also just such a hassle. Here in Japan, the site that I use to do it, they kind of got a really cool system for whatever you sell. So once you've successfully sold something, you just take it to the convenience store and they just send it off, and then whatever the postage charge is gets taken out of the final money that you get from selling the thing. It works really nicely. And it's a fairly decent price as well. Yeah, it's all about the time put in, right? So I'm a slow painter, so I'm not, and I'm doing it for the enjoyment of it and for improving myself. So I'm also putting that into the mix. But it's like at the level that I'm at the moment, that's what I'm valuing it at. If it was a commission piece where I'm doing a very specific job for someone, that would be more expensive. Because yeah, that one I'm going to put the time in for that. But also it's like a custom job of like how you want me to paint it, specific for a person. Whereas this, I'm painting it for me. So I'm getting to choose how I paint it. It's just then I don't need it afterwards. So I can just sell it for however much, is basically how that's going to work. I want to do some commissions. I actually haven't been able to do any commissions yet, but I need to organize a system for being able to do that. So I'm thinking I need to basically get information out in Japanese, and that's just it's something I can do. It just takes time, and I've got a lot of other projects on the go at the same time, so it's kind of like an as and when I can get around to doing it. My wife can help me a little bit with some of the translation things, but she doesn't really understand the hobby so much, so it's kind of difficult to explain some of those parts to her. If I was still playing, what would my main army be? Now, I have 3 armies. I've got a Dark Angels, basically a Raven Wing army. It's all bikes, plus a couple of squads of Deathwing. That's kind of a fun army to play around with, just because it's all bikes and things, or at least it used to be. It's been a long time since I played. I've also got Astra Militarum, or Imperial Guard, depending on how long I'm going to go back. And I've also got Chaos Space Marines. And yeah, I bet it is still kind of fun just to put loads of bikes down. I'd imagine it is very strong, just because the mobility is part of it, and but I don't know about the current metas or anything like that, to be honest. So I have no idea. But I thought it was just cool. I just was like, I just want an army of bikes. And I as a kid, I loved the Dark Angels, and I had already some Dark Angel stuff from when I was a kid. So it just made sense to be like, okay, I'll do Raven Wing and not, was it White Scars or anything like that? It was, and also painting white. Mind you, painting black's almost as bad. But yeah. Yeah. Chaos Space Marines is probably my biggest army. Khorne. I had actually the models that I've sold fairly successfully were Khorne demons. So I painted up 3 Blood Crushers and managed to sell them for the equivalent of $120, I guess, for those guys. And I originally bought them for, I guess, 70. So I was pretty happy with that. And then I painted up the actual, what are they called? The little demon dudes. God damn it. Blood letters. So I had I had the squad of 10 blood letters, painted them up, and also sold them for $120. So I got a big markup on that one, because I bought them originally for $40, I guess, at the time. And so that was an $80 markup. That was pretty good. Trying to sell some Necromunda models, these guys here, these old school ones, but there's not really a market for Necromunda at the moment, so they're not selling at the moment. So what I'm going to probably do is, just for fun, and also maybe to do it as a YouTube video, is I've got 3 of those guys painted up. I'm going to put them each onto perhaps the Yahoo auction, because they don't do eBay here in Japan, really. They do Yahoo auction. So I might stick them on Yahoo auction and just see which one sells for the most, and do it like a little competition between the 3 of them. See who can sell for the most. And just do that. And then just kind of live with whatever I get. So it'll be a little bit sad to kind of see them go if I don't get decent money on them, but at least I can make some content out of them. That would be something, perhaps. But if I was playing now, I'm not sure if I would run any of those armies, because I would probably want some kind of new experience. I would, you know what? I would probably start up a Gene Stealer cult army, because that's something from like old Hammer stuff, which is just awesome. I think I've got the old school Patriarch, the really ugly one, but not the one in the throne that's sitting on the palanquin. It's the one that's kind of running. Just the fat, cumbersome Gene Stealer. But yeah, I'd probably go with Gene Stealer cult. I think they would just be fun. They're just kind of up my alley there. I think fun to paint as well. Yeah, there's some proper classic models there. The old limousine that they had as well was fun. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? When I actually restarted into obviously I was a kid when I first started, and I didn't paint at all, really. My painting was terrible, really bad. And I was into the games, playing the games and things. And then I hit about 30, and I was like, I want to, you know, you when you hit your 30s, you kind of regress back into like, I want to be a kid again. It's really funny. And so I was like, I'm gonna get into Warhammer again. So I went and picked up Dark Vengeance, and because I was like, oh, it's got Chaos and it's got Dark Angels, perfect. That's exactly what I want, kind of thing. So I picked up that, and painting. I went into the painting, but again, it was mostly about playing the game. And so my paint jobs were really like basic and simple, but I was enjoying it, but it was very simple and things. But over time, it just transitioned into more painting. I went into Malifaux once my daughter was born. I switched into Malifaux because I wanted to have a game that I could play on on a kitchen table a bit more easily, or be able to play with friends at home without having to pull out hundreds of models. Then that eventually transitioned into Infinity because I kind of got into the Infinity models quite a bit. I was like, I really want to. I wanted to play a bit of Infinity. I was hitting the end of second edition of Malifaux and was just like getting a bit burnt out by the amount of kind of gotcha situations that were coming up with all the different upgrades. It was really hard to keep on top of. So I got into Infinity, and then I kind of pretty much stuck with Infinity, but I transitioned less about gaming and much more about painting, and just focused on painting. And then eventually when I moved to my new home, and was able to create a dedicated room for painting, then it was just, it was mostly just focused on painting a lot of the time, which is awesome for me. It was lovely. But yeah. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was doing his Crozius. I guess his Crozius is kind of done. That's kind of cool. I got a few details to do on this guy. I've got to do his parchment things, and I've got to also do the seals as well. So I've got to do those, and I've been doing his, tried to have a go at his freehand of his banner. It's difficult. I'm not very good at freehand. Yeah, it really does. It's very good for just life in Japan is pretty busy with work, and so you kind of get burnt out by work. So having this as an outlet is nice, and have something to be proud of that you do is good. And the cool thing about painting miniatures is like whatever level painter you're at, you can kind of be proud of anything that you do. It always feels good. Like that first mini that you paint, and it's like as basic as ever anything, like not even any washes or anything like that. You're so proud of that when you do it. It's kind of cool. Oh, thank you very much, Makeshift. Thank you for the follow. It's a cool, and it's a lovely hobby as well. And it's like compared to any other hobby with a community, like the painting community is probably the most positive community that I've ever come across. There's almost nobody that's like just goes, hey, you're shit at painting, you should quit. No. Because everyone's kind of been there with the everyone's been in that situation of like struggling with painting, and then just put in the time to improve, and so everyone's kind of humble about their work, and that I just really love, and encouraging as well. Like I see people's work and I'm amazed by what they can paint, and rather than like let that stop me from improving or make me feel anxious, I kind of just see it as inspiration to do better. And I cannot believe how much I've improved over these last few years, especially these last few years where I put a more focus into the painting side of things. I never thought I'd be able to paint something like this. Never in a billion years would I think that I would have the patience or the technique to do this. And this is like intermediate level stuff. But I'm really, really pleased with it. It's, I just remember like doing blends for the first time and trying to do that and being like, I'm never, ever, ever going to get this. And like, this sword is not perfect, but it's a lot better than I've had blends in the past and things. And yeah, it just feels good to put paint on a mini and spruce it up. It's lovely. Good old minis. And yeah, there's something nice about, like, I've had this mini for maybe 20 years, maybe more. God, maybe 30 years. And to finally actually put paint on it is also kind of a really nice feeling. I don't feel bad about selling it either. It's like, okay, I've kind of this feels like closing off a certain chapter in my life, and being able to enjoy it for what it is, and then kind of give its proper goodbyes by giving it a home that's hopefully gonna see more use out of it than it will here, because it'll just go in a box once I finish painting if I don't sell it. Yeah, I've got like a box of shame back in England of all the stuff that I got as a kid. Luckily, I'm better at painting my stuff up now. My Infinity stuff is getting on pretty well. I need to get back into my Infinity. I need to go and paint up my JSA. My combined army, my Shasvasti, is basically finished. I've just got the from the Defiance game. I've just got the big ass dude, and then like the expansion models, which I'm not really too fussed about because I'm a Shasvasti player, so it was more so important just to have all the Shasvasti painted up. And then I've got my JSA to paint. I got a few more models in JSA to paint up. Same for my Hak Islam. And my Yu Ching has got just a few models left. Mostly remotes and things. But I did reward myself with an Iwata Eclipse, and I'm going to be using that to help me paint the remotes and do some of the big stuff. And pulled out I've got like 3 squads of raptors, of Warp Talon raptor dudes. I'm going to be trying to paint them up by using the airbrush a little bit and kind of get used to more airbrush work as well, because usually I'm just a paintbrush kind of guy, but I want to do a bit more with the airbrush as well, especially as I'm going to be getting the Infinity tag raid game, which comes with like a bunch of tags and mega monster things. That'll be a good chance for me to play around with the airbrush and try and paint them up to some degree with that before I go in with the brush. I'll also be getting lots of new brushes soon as well, so I'm going to be all fully stocked for painting. But yeah. Ooh. Anyway, where was I with the painting of this dude? Oh yeah, I was doing the little scrolly things. So we'll go right up to Ice Yellow. Man, Ice Yellow is like a magic paint. It's like by far my favorite paint to put into everything I do. It's helped me build up so much contrast. in all my models. I almost never use whites anymore or ivories. I'm okay if you want to post a link. It's up to you. I don't know how it goes with you want to be able to share on Discord and things. Don't worry about my chat and stuff. If that question was directed at me. All right, now we're gonna put a little bit of writing onto the scroll onto the things. His sword is right in the way. There we go. Now, if I can get this guy finished tonight, I can put both him and Ezekiel up, perhaps for selling and things. Oh, thank you very much. I would love to join. Let me go and do that now before I forget. Hold on. I need to open up my Discord. Yeah, I got like a cheap airbrush for priming and things, but I've also got a bunch of inks, Liquitex inks, and they're really fun to do through the airbrush. So I want to do a lot more with that, with them, playing around with that. That would be kind of cool. Where was I? Okay. No, I don't. Why? No. It's weird. Okay, so let me just. Yep. Okay. Oh no, that's not my login. Oh, I already have an account. Just. Oh, this is just bugging me. Sorry, I'm gonna be. I got my thing open. Mixing paint to the right consistency is a constant learning thing. Thank you very much. I kind of got the link there, but just oh god, the right. Let's see. Oh no, I don't want to add a server. It's a case of like it tries to join through my browser, but it's using the wrong email for my automatic logins and things, which is just a pain. So I'm just like, why? Just do it through Discord that's already open. Yeah, it should be easy, but it's just not. Right, open Discord. Okay, other usernames. Surely. Oh, maybe it is that one then. No, I don't want to create an account. I already have an account. Right. Okay. Think I got it now. Think I got it. Yes, I have it now. Great. Thank you very much for that. I was just doing weird stuff for some reason. There we go. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, those are lovely. I'm just looking at your work in progress pages. Oh, those are cool. Oh, brilliant. Oh, lots of nice work in there. That's great. That is super. Oh, I'm going to enjoy just kind of like browsing through those. Those are great. Ah, thank you very much for the invite on that. That's awesome. Super. Super. Shoot, where was I? Ah, yeah, I just finished doing those, so that's all cool. Now, we're going to... What are we going to do with you? I guess I should try and do these eyes, get the eyes right. So what I'm going to be doing with the eyes is we're going to start off with a very dark green as a base. There's some really talented folk in there. It was like just having a quick browse on there. It was like, oh, those are looking super. So I'm going to enjoy having a look through that. Now we want to make this as brilliant as a kind of a bright green in there. I'm going to go with a yellow green, and then we're going to use our magic ice yellow to do the kind of the spotting at the end of that. That's how I'm going to do this. I enjoy seeing work from all levels within the hobby. But there is some proper talent on there. I was like looking at it going, I'm not sure if I want to post. Oh god, the eyes are really not easy to reach. There we go. Okay. Let's try going a little brighter with the yellow green. Oh man, I really need. This is where I really need some new brushes. This brush is getting old. I've been using this for like a year, maybe more. And I just don't have any other good brushes. It's definitely not got its precision anymore. Screw it, we're going to go with a little bit of an OSL effect with this one. I think that's probably how I'm going to justify this one. I think. Kind of see it's just kind of gone a bit big in that area there. Right, we're going to mix in a little bit of ice yellow to make a kind of a spot in the center, if I can do that. Oh Christ. Okay. I kind of missed it, but I hit it too low. It's like the right eye is kind of okay, but the left eye is fudged. So I've got to try and fix that. I'm probably going to screw it up even more. I'm going to go in with the black. Right, I'm going to let that black dry, and then we're going to retry that one. Wasn't quite what I was aiming for. Okay, I think I can just jump in there. I'm going to go with the dark green again. The thing that makes it difficult is the hood. The hood of the cloak kind of just jams you. You can't, like, I like to try and do the eye like this, and I can't because I have to go in like this, and it's throwing me a bit. Yeah, this brush is starting to feel its age. I am waiting for some brushes to come through from a Kickstarter, and hoping that they're going to be good. Okay. Oh really, a stylo? I have not tried. I like using the brushes, but I don't know. I've not heard of the stylo from Sakura. I'm wondering if I need one of those kind of like really long, bristled, long but thin brushes. I don't know. What's the stylo? I'm gonna have to have a quick looky for that one. You're Japanese. I need you in English. Stylo. Sakura. Ah, those are like the pens. Okay, okay. I tried one of the Gundam pens before. That was a long time ago, though. I don't know. It doesn't work for me, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. No, yeah, I've not tried really. All right, enjoy some Dark Tide. Lovely. Ahoy. Enjoy. I haven't played any Warhammer video games for a long time. Is Dark Tide good? I mean, I liked. I only played the first Vermintide a little bit, and I enjoyed it. It was basically the last. What was it? The Left 4 Dead with Warhammer. So I'm imagining Dark Tide's kind of a similar deal. But that's always a good thing. Yeah, enjoy. Thank you so much for joining. Just coming in, raiding, and staying for as long as you did. It was lovely. It's made my evening quite special. I'm probably all talked out because what time is it here? Yeah, it's like midnight here. So I kind of hit my my point where I'm just like, oh, I can't talk anymore. But I do want to get this guy finished, so I'm probably going to just focus down and just paint this guy up anyway. And yeah. Enjoy your gaming of Dark Tide. I hope that goes well. All right, now my PC completely died. It was getting old anyway. The graphics card burnt out basically. So I could replace the graphics card, but instead I ended up getting a Mac to do more video editing and photo editing and being able to set up this kind of setup easily, and it's worked out pretty well for me in terms of just doing production, but it means I can't play video games really because Macs suck for the video games. That's also a good thing because I wouldn't get any of this done if I was playing video games. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're getting there, we're getting there. We're almost there with him, almost there. I'm gonna... Oh my god. Bloody YouTube and its spam. Okay. I have to check out rigger brushes. Rigger brushes. Oh, let me just clear off that bloody chat there. There we go. Just remove those. Hopefully that will remove. Oh, it didn't seem to. Yes, it did. Good, good, good. Don't need all of that. Yeah, rigger brushes. Are those the ones then? Let me have a quick looky. There's ones that I saw. I think it was. God damn it! I forget which YouTuber I was watching. That they had these really long brushes. It's almost like the ones which you can use for kind of like doing kind of interesting kind of art, almost calligraphy art. Yeah, the ones I'm thinking about are actually longer than these. I think, oh no, I don't know if those are the right ones. Oh, maybe it is kind of the rigger brushes. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. That kind of thing. So yeah, that's probably the type of thing I'm looking for. I could try. I'm always interested in finding new brushes and seeing what works and things. I generally like Sable Hairbrush, and just it works for me. These what are they? The Red Grass Games ones have been really good for me, but I need some new ones for sure. They've lost some of their strength. I had also got the Series 7 Newton ones, but they've kind of lost their point. Really great for like holding a lot of paint in the belly. I really like that about them, but they over the years they've lost their point, which is a shame. Anywho, I'm gonna get back into this. Okay. Right, where were we? I've got to do the purity seals or whatever they're called. And I need some purple. Right, I'm going to need corn red. There you are. Oh, cool. I'll try and check them out. I'm going to be getting a whole bunch of new brushes, so I want to try out those new brushes first. But I think if I feel like I need to try a different style of brush, I really want to try those ones. So thank you for that recommendation. I'm going to take a note of that and perhaps try and pick them up. Thank you for that suggestion. All right, so when I'm doing red purity seals here, but I like to start with purple just so that there's a little bit of, if there's some of it I didn't paint, like in the very, very deep recesses, the purple really helps. I think gives it a nice kind of color. He's only got those two, hasn't he? That's kind of an easier one. Right, orange. Right, so mixing in a bit of orange with the corn red now to kind of give a highlight on the purity seals. And then finally, just a touch of the orange as the final highlight. Okay, I think I'm ready to stick his backpack on and work on the backpack and do any other details that might come up as well. So. There we go. Let's give it a go. I'm just going to try and stick it on, see if it'll hold. Ooh. Okay. Right, I'm just going to be sticking that one down there. I think I'm probably going to call the stream finished there, as I'm just going to be waiting for some paint to dry and for glue to dry as well. And then I doubt I'm going to be starting on Azrael tonight, but I'll try to finish this guy off myself, and I'll put any finished stuff up onto my Instagram as well. I'm going to just paint up the backpack a little bit, which is going to be black because it is black armor, so it's fairly easy to do. It shouldn't be too bad. And then I'm pretty close to finishing these guys. Yeah, I'll probably actually finish up for tonight just because I'm pretty knackered. So thank you very, very much for joining. That was really, really nice to see a lot of people on, having a good old chat. Thank you very, very much. Hope everyone's having a nice day. I'm going to be going to bed pretty soon because it's gone past midnight. Thank you and goodbye.